Anything else besides what we discussed? Any other questions?
Is there any indication it's probably a black box in these type of trains, or?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Chairman Prendergast. I just don't know. The NTSB is on their way up. They'll do an investigation. That's the normal protocol. That's what we went through in Hoboken last week. And they'll find the facts. And then from the facts, we'll go from there. You know, a lot of times in these situations, people speculate. Maybe he was going too fast. Maybe he fell asleep. Maybe this, maybe that. I found that that's a fun exercise, but wastes a lot of time. Let's get the actual facts, find out what happened. It appears that the work train was violating the space of what's called the revenue train, and that the work train was overlapping into the clearance area of that train. And that's what caused the side swipe, and that's what caused the derailment. You can see the splatter of yellow paint where the first collision occurred. And that's yellow paint from the work train that splatters up onto the passenger train. So why was the work train violating the space? That's what we're going to have to find out.
Governor, can you respond to the call for Donald Trump to drop out of the race?
You know, this has been a wild campaign in a lot of ways. But I don't think this is a political issue. I really don't. Now you can say, well, you're a Democrat. I don't think it's a question about politics. This is about values. This is about behavior. This is about the message we send to our children. This is the message we send to society. And I think it's very important that everybody stands together and says, politics aside, this has no place in society. Especially for New Yorkers. You know, New Yorkers, we pride ourselves that we are the capital of diversity, and we have led the nation in many ways, standing against discrimination, standing against racism, discrimination by none, respect for all. This was a disrespectful, sexist, derogatory statement about all women. And it should be condemned. And to me, it's a black and white issue. You know, these Republican officials want to say, well, I don't like the statement, but I support him. It doesn't work that way in life. If you support him, you stand against women. It's very simple. You stand with him, you stand against women. There is no but in this situation. I support him, but I don't like the statement. No, it's not you don't like the statement. It was a repulsive, repugnant, disgusting statement. And put your politics aside, stand up as a New Yorker and say, that has no place in New York. It's not who we are. Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, who cares? You know, at the end of the day, that's all a lapel pin. This state has Democrats and Republicans. I'm the governor of a state with Democrats and Republicans. Every piece of legislation I've passed is with Democrats and Republicans. And my expression to them at the beginning of every legislative session is we're Democrats, we're Republicans, but we're New Yorkers first. And let's act as New Yorkers, not as people who have an elephant or a donkey on their lapel pin, because that's one of the problems with this country. Is people are putting their politics first. That's what gridlock in Washington is all about. My politics come first. In this case, put your politics aside and stand up and say, I'm a New Yorker. New York is the capital of diversity. We don't treat women this way. We won't tolerate women being talked about this way. We have daughters, we have wives, we have mothers, we have sisters. This has no place in New York. We don't want young men in our society to think you can treat a woman this way. We don't want women to hear this and believe it is in any way condoned. We have more respect. We talk about women's equality. I just worked on the women's equality agenda for years. This is the exact opposite. And The Republican politicians, this is a litmus test. It's a character question. Put the politics aside. Are you loyal to your party label? Or are you loyal to your values as a New Yorker? As a citizen, as a father, as a brother, as a son. And you can't have it both ways. You can't say, I support the man, but I don't like the statement. Stand up and say, I can't endorse this, period. Otherwise, I see it as a black and white issue. I don't think there is any gray on this issue. And I don't think there's any words that make it right. It was not one statement, you know. I'm in public office. Sometimes you're looking at 57 cameras and you haven't slept in 2 days and you make a mistake. And then you say, I made a mistake. This was years of the same type of behavior and the same type of statement over and over and over again. And this is not a time to play politics. And I'm telling the Republican officials who are friends of mine, again, I work with Democrats and Republicans. I think the Republican Party officials should stop playing politics. We have an opportunity to lead as a nation right now. And I'd love to see all New Yorkers come together and make a statement that says, not in New York. This garbage, this filth doesn't fly in New York, and we won't tolerate it, period. And if you stand with Trump, you stand against women. It's that simple. And women are going to remember. And by the way, it's not just women. It's men who believe in decency and setting the right standards for society. As a matter of fact, I haven't met anybody who condones these statements. Anybody. And there's no excuse. Okay, guys? Thank you. I am not the right governor to give you I could make something up for you on what New Jersey should have done. But I don't know what the latest is. We've been working cooperatively. I went to Hoboken when the accident happened. There's a very close relationship between the MTA and the New Jersey Transit that was involved there. That was another serious accident, another accident where frankly we were not as lucky and there was a fatality. And from my point of view, where we seem to have more disasters and more emergencies than ever before, Chelsea bombing, hurricanes, earthquakes. The bottom line is, first, did anybody lose their life? And then we say, thank God, and frankly, I say a little prayer when I hear about these situations. And you look at this situation, you say, thank God nobody lost their life. We're sorry that for the people who had injuries, but it could have been much, much worse. Let's get it back up. Let's get it running. We have to get back to work. That's what we do. We're New Yorkers. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.